Hello and welcome to the Game Week 12 deadline stream. We are back after having a hiatus during Game Week 11. We are back and live all weekend long, baby. So this is going to be exciting now. It is 4 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and that means it's 4 minutes to 9 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why we're starting 5 minutes early is so I can get the countdown timer going a couple of minutes early. Plus, I also need to get the bit of the Footium team going at the moment. And I'm going to give you a quick cricket update. Travis Head has literally just said the English team is absolute garbage at bowling because they have delivered some absolute dross, and he's on 92 off 67. He's literally winning the game single-handedly, and at the rate he's going, the game might actually be over after 2 days. So it's been a very, very hectic scene. So yeah, we're literally, I don't know what's going on with the weather out there. It's been like 30 degrees all day, and now it is storming out there. It's bucketing down. I don't know what the internet's going to be like. Hopefully it holds up, but we should hopefully be right. It's not actually meant to rain, but it is proper bucketing it down outside. So with that being said, we just need to get into it. Let's look at the team, how we're looking for the thing, and we're going to load up the Footium as well and check how the team's going. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now hopefully that looks all right. I just got to quickly check that actually does look all right on my stream with a little bit of luck. But yeah, so this is the Footium. You'll see it in the top right-hand corner. It's actually covering up the slideshow at the moment as we look into the team. But that is the team as the deadline. I don't think I'm going to make any changes at all. Obviously, I've taken a -4 and I've moved out Gabriel, Dan Burn and Mark Gooey. And before Dan Burn dropped in price and Gabriel dropped in price, I've saved a lot of money there. And then Thiago and Munoz, two of the players I've bought in, have already risen in price, which is pretty sexy. You never know. Van den Berg might actually rise in price next week as well. So I'm going to quickly get into the chat. I'm going to quickly get this timer up and running. Actually, this is going to look a little bit messy, so I apologize, folks. We're just going to have to roll with it. You're going to see me doubling up there. There's no other way of doing it other than I need to access this screen in order to put the timer on. So bear with us 1 second while we quickly start that. And we'll quickly get that up and running. And then I'll get that off. And I will just move that over there. So that's going to stop 2 minutes before the actual deadline. Let's get back into that. So this team here, I'm going to go here. This is Footium. You're going to see it live on the thing just above. And my game is literally going to kick off in 2 minutes. You can see I'm versing Bernie Villa, and they are second last. They are 11th. I should be spanking them. So keep your eye on the top right. I'm going to get a bit excited when my team scores, hopefully a few goals, which should be pretty cool as well. And let's get into the chat. Now that I've got everything set up and running, let's see. Get your questions in early. I'll be answering everything. You don't need to sit there and do anything else. Just keep the chat coming and we'll go with it. So, go on. Hey, bro, we made it. Took a -4. Gabriel out. Kukray in risk, but I'm okay with it. Free hit next week for the Arsenal game. Lovely. Captain Travis Head this week. I mean, he is smoking it, baby. He's smoking it. And, yeah, he's going to get a century live on the stream, and we'll be covering it. Transferred Voltamata out for Thiago. Nice. I think they'll pay off long term. Track the damage. Hurry up, matey. All the cartel needs. I can't take any feedback or jokes and are stuck inside the template. No, I know they are. They literally are. Virgil van Dijk is their transferring because they're all a bunch of boring sheep. We won't get that on this channel. We're going anti-Liverpool because I just don't think they're in very good form. Hello, Avi. Good to see you on the chat, buddy. Wonder how bad Maresca is today. Currently have Caicedo benched. I do. Very nice. Hey-oh. Hello, Jabu. Start Pope or Dubravka? For me, it's Pope. I think the Pope makes a lot more sense. Dubravka just seems, I don't know. I feel like Pope could actually get a clean sheet. I don't rate his chances, but I feel like he's got more of a clean sheet than Dubravka in terms of the chances. So for that reason, I think that's where I'd go with that. What's up? Hello, Music Kiwi. Good to see you, buddy. I'm on Wildcard. I've sold Semenyo for Cunha. Don't mind it. Start Senesi or Ndai. I'd start Senesi. I mean, Ndai, is he really going to do anything? It's Man United. I'm not sure about that. Think both can get DC and die on pens and think he'll give Shaw trouble. I think he'll give Dallo trouble. If he starts Dallo at left wing back, he'll definitely be in trouble. All right, the game is on, boys. We're going to load up the game here. You're going to see it live at the top right now. we should hopefully, my game here, what's going on here? Why is it not showing up? All right, it's having a bit of a week. It's having a bit of a whinge. All right, where is the fixture? Take me to the games. All right, here we go. Have we scored a goal yet? If we've missed a goal early doors, I'm not going to be happy. All right, let's go. All right, Burnley Villa, they're going down, boys. And we're up and about. So there you go. You can actually watch it. The game is unfolding live there. You should be able to watch it on stream. And you should hopefully see my team batter the crap out of Burnley Villa with a little bit of luck, because they are rubbish and my team's actually pretty good. Now, back onto your questions. All right. I went to do Voltamata to Diago, but FPL declined. Oh, no. Because price was rising at the exact same time. Oh, I've had that conundrum. I've made transfers this year where I've made the transfer just on the time, and then I've had a moment where I've made the transfer just after the time, and I'm like, and it killed me, because that was the week where I was going to do a few moves and I ended up having to take a hit because I couldn't do what I wanted to do originally. Price was rising. Yeah, I did the transfer now. Can't catch them. Yeah, exactly. You can't catch them all. It's like the Pokemon. You can't catch them all, really, most of the time. Collins was supposed to be what Gabriel. I know. Oh, mate, Collins, my boy, just not ideal. Also, I don't know what happened there. I had a shot and nothing happened. That's disappointing. Captain Salah or Haaland? I think if you've got Salah and you're progressing through for game week 12 through to when he leaves for AFCON, I think you've almost got to captain Salah every single week except next week. Next week, you definitely captain Haaland. But outside of that, I think you captain Mo Salah every other week. You've got him until you sell him with the AFCON transfers. If you have Mo Salah in your team, that is what I would be doing if I owned him, and just hoping that he comes good. There's no guarantee he will come good, but you would expect potentially that it might happen. All right, here we go. Shot. Scott Murphy. Block. Disappointing. Scott Murphy is one of my academy boys. I'm hoping he scores in this game. Bench recommendations, please. Vicario, Pope, Senesi. Oh, another shot. Goal. There we go, boys. The D-unit scored. He's 1-0 up against the Burnley Villa. There you go. Live Footium. That's what it's all about. 1-0, and we're up and about there. I think hopefully a few people, if you are in Footium Club, go and check it out, because I've got a friends league there, and you don't have to be in the same league, but we can see how good our teams are going against each other that season. So that's pretty cool. Also, they're not sponsoring this stream. I just thought I'd do it. They're going to be sponsoring the channel in a week's time. So I thought I'd get it a bit early and give them a bit of a prep up, because I can actually talk about it now, because I'm actually legitimately playing the game. You can see my team playing there. All right, so bench recommendations, please. Vicario, Pope, Senesi, Timber, Gahey, Mukiele, Virgil van Dijk, Enzo Semenyo, Mbeumo, Rice, Mateta, Haaland, Thiago. I bench boost available too. I think, judging off your team, I think I pressed the bench boost button. I don't know who you'd bench out of that. Like, Nova, I'm not going to lie, that's a pretty strong bench you've got. I feel like if I had a bench boost still available in my team, I'd play it this week as well. Like, I really like the bench this week. So, yeah, if you've got it, I think I'd play it, because I think most of those players will actually show up as well. So I don't think you're going to worry about no one not showing up for you, if that makes sense. Between Munoz and Richards, who should I take a punt on for captaincy? It's got to be Munoz. If you're going for between Munoz and Richards, it's got to be Munoz all day long. And Travis Head is not quite made his century. He's very close. I think he's on 99. I'm just quickly checking here. Hold on, folks. I'm doing three things at once. This is brilliant. I'm answering the chat. We're watching the Footium, and I'm watching the cricket as well. Travis Head's on 95, in case anyone was wondering if they're going to miss the century. He's very close. Australia are 1 for 140, chasing 205 for victory, and I think England are cooked. They've bowled absolute rubbish to Travis Head, and he's punished them to the cleaners. Are you kidding me? We've just conceded. How are we conceding to the second bottom side? That is this game. It's very frustrating. 1-1. That's disappointing. That's not what we want. I don't want to see that tonight. I don't want Chalobah to be conceding goals to the second bottom of the table. That would be very disappointing. So I'd go Munoz. Going to hit the gym in a bit. Might get your stream live on one of the cardio machines. Like it. I do that as well. Anyone's got live stream, because I'm in the gym early in the morning. Quite often I'll put on a stream while I'm on the treadmill doing my cardio or whatever. I'm a sheep. I went Virgil. I'm playing boring now. I love it. Haaland, 99 Prem goals, 100 against Newcastle. Feels inevitable. According to Nightmare, it is inevitable. No, it's not inevitable. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, Scott Murphy. Save. Disappointing. Another shot. Alves. No, another block. What's going on here? All right, no, I don't know how that went up the other end that quick. All right, what's going on here? My team is struggling against the second bottom side that barely won a game all season. That's disappointing. I hate the prices changing depending on sales. It should be decided by PL system now. Yeah, exactly. It does definitely. There were so many price changes tonight before the deadline. It was unbelievable. I did bench boost last week and got 21 points. I don't think I've commented yet. Wow, that's pretty good. 21 points, nice. Head on 99. I know he's killing it, man. He's about to get that century. It's just brilliant. I'm watching the cricket too. I know it's, what an innings. And he's got it. There it is. Travis Head has brought up his century for Australia, and he's single-handedly, along with Mitch Stark, probably winning Australia the first test here. It's now 1 for 146, and they're within 60 runs of victory, folks. Within 60 runs of victory. I think I'm going to transfer Gabriel to Vandenberg. Nice. Gabriel's selling price still the same after the price drop overnight. That's good. How was it match going? England doing well. England were doing well. I actually thought at the end of the English innings, I thought they were going to win. The only thing I said, I thought that it would require a really good innings from Travis Head or Smith. And Australia, I've got to give it a bit of credit for this. They sent Travis Head in it as an opener instead of Kawaja, because apparently he's got a sore back and probably shouldn't have played. But Travis Head is the closest thing that Australia now have to David Warner, and if he's on, and he's literally, he's won the game in about an hour. He scored 100 in like an hour's cricketing time. It's an absolutely phenomenal innings from him, and it's probably going to get Australia the first test win. And I feel very unlucky for England, because I felt like England have actually played really well this test match, and they've been beaten by a wowzer innings from Travis Head and a 10 match before. Sorry, not a 10 match, a 10 innings. Oh, there's a red card. Is that my player? Oh, it's not my player. That's good. They're down to 10 men. If we can't beat 10 men, then we're rubbish and we shouldn't be finishing third. All right, here we go. Another shot from Murphy. Another save. Disappointing. Another shot. Hey, there we go. We're back in the lead, boys. 10 men we're playing against, and it's 2-1. Scott Murphy with a double in this. No, he's not. Hunt got the first goal, so it's 2-1 now. We're back in front. That's nice. 100, let's go. We got any Chelsea leaks? Not at the moment. I think it's a bit too early for Chelsea leaks. If they're going to come in, it's probably going to be in probably an hour and 30 minutes time. It won't be any time soon. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the little watch along going on up the top there. Let me know if you are, because I think it's pretty cool, because I'm actually watching the game and reading the chat all at once. It's actually quite good. Haaland or Mbeumo captain? The card has actually picked Mbeumo as captain in its own team. So I just think this is a week where you can bet against Haaland. And a Monday night captain feels really well, right? Like if you've got a captain Monday night, you can sit there and have hope all weekend if stuff's going wrong. And then all of a sudden your captain, like I had a dream, well, a prophecy, I don't know what you want to call it, a daydream, whatever you want. I was sitting there talking a nightmare in our chat the other day, this morning, and I basically said, imagine if Bruno and Mbeumo both show up on Monday night and they both have 2 goals and they get 15 points each, and I get 45 points on Monday Night Football. Could you imagine how good a feeling that would be? I mean, realistically, that's not going to happen, but I have predicted Man United to win 4-1, so it is possible. Potentially they could both do that, but realistically it's probably not going to happen. But I just like the idea, like Haaland plays tonight, you can sit there, and the Man United are scoring goals, and Bruno and Mbeumo almost every week are getting points. So I just feel like it's a week where you could easily take Haaland on, and I think that makes a lot of sense. For me, it makes a lot of sense. I've done it and I've got no issues taking him on, but for others, maybe it's a little bit more scary. But the solace I'll give you all is that Haaland has not been the best player in any single week this season. He has not won Player of the Week at all. So that means that you can beat him. And that's what it's going to come down to. Oh, there we go. 3-1, boys. There's another goal for the Dean. 3-1 up now, heading into halftime. And it's looking pretty damn good there. And yeah, that's exciting. So that's exciting. Head of century, absolute twat. Head just got 100. He did. I think I covered that. Start Cash or Chalobah? I would start Chalobah. I feel like Chalobah's still got a higher percentage chance of a clean sheet than Cash, and he's not yellow flagged. Thanks, mate. How many chips do you have left? I have triple captain and I have free hit. My plan is to either triple captain Haaland in 13 or 17 or Bruno Fernandes in game week 19 against Wolves at home. And for free hit, I'm on a free hit 16 strategy. So I have taken out my Arsenal defender. I've only got Rice left and I'll be playing free hit in 16 so I can bring in Saka, provided he doesn't get injured between now and 16, so I can captain him in 16. That is the plan with my own team. And I think for my team, it makes a lot of sense. For other teams, it just depends on what players you've got, who's playing who. Like next week, I intend on bringing in 2 City assets, which means in game week 16, I'll have triple City against triple Palace, which doesn't look good on paper at all. So I think that's why I am playing it in that week more than anything else. Man, mate, I hate that it lasted 2 days. I know, it would have made a great... I mean, if somehow the bowling of the pitch wasn't as easy to just take wickets on early, I think this game finishes today. Why would they stop the game? It's 55 runs. No, 55 runs left for victory now. So they surely get on. Surely get on. Hunt looking for his hat trick here, boys, which is pretty interesting. I was hoping to watch the cricket and Thai bars this weekend. They're all twats FPLs. Yeah, it's going to have to be FPL because I'm telling you, the cricket will be over by tonight. 2 days. You don't even get the Sunday sesh. How disappointing is that? Start one of Calafiori, Bowen or Foden. Keep the good content coming. I would start Phil Foden. I don't know why. I just think he plays 90 minutes and I think the other... I don't feel like Bowen's going to do anything tonight without Paqueta. I could be wrong. And then... obviously, Calafiori, I think he concedes against Spurs. I feel like Spurs scoring. For that reason, I think you can easily bench the Arsenal boys this week. Bench Voltemata, James or Semenyo. I'd bench James. I feel like James is going to get Maresca related. I will apologise if I'm wrong, but if they're playing Barcelona on Tuesday night and they're playing Burnley on Saturday lunchtime, I think you're resting Reece James. That's my personal take on it. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I actually had a dream Walter Marta scored a hat-trick and he's on my bench. Oh no, I hope that doesn't happen, mate. That would be absolutely horrible if that happened. What's good, dude? Good to see you, Fundles. Would you do Enzo to Cunha and Bowen to Thiago for free if I want to sell Gabriel next week for an MCI defender? Yeah, I'm not sure is the honest answer. I feel like I definitely do Bowen to Thiago. But I'm not sure I'd do Enzo to Cunha. I don't know if there's enough scope for that. Like enough scope for getting more points, if that makes sense. Frost Greg, Bruno captain. Yep, lock it in, baby. I transferred in Big Dan Ballard for Gabriel. Hopefully he scores against Anderson. I mean, it's definitely possible. Fulham have looked rubbish and they've got no Lukic. They literally look like a team that's in significant trouble. Hi, do you start Tavernier home to West Ham or Thiago away to Brighton? I'd probably lean towards Tavernier. Particularly if Semenyo's out, Tavernier will probably play 90 minutes, I would think. Munoz captain thoughts, I don't mind it at all. The only reason why I didn't think about it myself is because I got burnt by Gabriel last week and I really don't want to get burnt again by a defender, so that's why I'm not doing it. But I did actually consider Munoz for a brief moment. Week after international break, all games 0-0 at halftime today. Yeah, probably. It's either that or they're going to be all goal fests. Ed Stark, good to see you in the chat, buddy. Hey, do unit coming at you from South Africa. Lovely. Love the differential views. Do you reckon there is a big rotation at Chelsea this week? I do. I think Enzo... Sorry. Yeah, it's Enzo Maresca? Yeah, it is Enzo Maresca, isn't it? I get confused with Enzo Fernandez and Enzo Maresca. 100%. Maresca roulette is the worst type of roulette. I actually don't know. I can't read him at all. I can kind of read Pep and what Pep's going to do. I've got no idea about Enzo Maresca. I won't even sit there and deny it. I've got no clues about it at all. EDC in Phuket, Thailand or Creamfields, Thailand, which to drop? I would go to EDC and skip Creamfields. I didn't even know Creamfields is in Thailand, but I've heard EDC is actually okay in Thailand. The missus keeps on banging on about it, so it must be pretty good if she's banging on about it, Tractor. The umpires decide if a result will happen and allow an extra 30 minutes. Surely they must think that it's close. I mean, we've got 45 minutes of normal time, And it's in Perth, so Perth has a later sunset, so they can definitely play an extra half an hour into it. I think Travis Head ends the game in the next 45 minutes. He might not even need an extra half an hour. PS South Africa, the world cricket, and they are. They actually are. They beat Australia pretty well, and there's another 4, or no, not quite for Australia, but very close. 3-1 up at halftime against 10 men. What dreams are made of? Get the young lads on for some experience. I've actually got the young lads on. So I've actually got the second place team tomorrow, and all my irregulars are actually benched. I'm resting the entire normal starting 11, and I've sent out the reserves, and the reserves are killing it. So I'm hoping I don't need to do anything. So I'm just going to leave the team as it is and hope that they just get... Well, they're playing against 10 men. If they don't win comfortably from here, there's something's gone wrong. So I'm just going to leave it. Hopefully Hunt can get his hat-trick. Murphy can hopefully get another goal, and we'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Watch Caicedo start and get 20 points, and then Enzo gets subbed on and then get a red card. I mean, it could happen. Start Dorgu and Mateus Nunes. I would start Mateus Nunes. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think Dallo's going to start against Everton, because Ndiaye will absolutely rinse Dallo on the left-hand side. So surely Dorgu starts. Oh, there's another goal. 4-1, boys. Pastore from the midfield. Pastore, every time I've played him off the bench, FYI, he's not one of the regulars. He always scores. That man in centre midfield, he must be like Bruno Fernandes playing in centre midfield, because he always gets forward and scores a goal. 4-1. We'll take that. We'll take that all day long. Oh, they've had a shot. Oh, my God. The 10 men have scored? Are you kidding me? 4-2. What is going on? It's raining goals in this game, boys. It's an absolute goal fest. He's chugging a beer, some Vegemite, and some big BBQ prawns before coming on. You better believe it. Gakpo or Cunha, have Mbeumo to bring in for Reinders. Gakpo or Cunha, have Mbeumo. I still think I'd lean Cunha. Cunha's going to be nailed without Šeško in that lineup. He's going to be starting every single week. Gakpo is only... I'm just not convinced by Gakpo. Like, he's been benched along with Wirtz, and Wirtz has only got a very minor problem, so he's not going to miss very long. So I think, based off that, I think you just get Cunha instead. And I also think that Cunha's probably going to be playing in like the 9 position quite a lot, which means that there should be more potential for him to be scoring goals. So I think that's I think that's where I would go. If I was tossing up between Cunha and Gakpo myself, I would go Cunha. Let's ask the card. We haven't asked the card anything yet. So Cunha versus Gakpo. The card disagrees with me. It reckons Gakpo's a better option than Cunha. There you go. All right, Captain JP thoughts. I don't mind the Captain JP. I think that he could be pretty good tonight. And Brazil did not go away to Brazil to play during the international break. So it's not like he's travelled lots and lots of kilometres. So I think that potentially that's actually not a bad shout. I don't mind it. Yeah, Wirtz is out. Yeah, he's out with a minor injury, but he's not going to be out for long. So basically, Slot said yesterday that... the mods are checking in. Good to see. Yeah, I think with Wirtz, yes, he's out, but I don't think it's going to be for very long. The way I took Slot's press conference yesterday was that Slot was basically saying that he'll miss this weekend, but he could even be available for the Champions League. And if he's available for the Champions League, well, then I think that that is not good for Gakpo, is just my honest opinion. Yeah. Ndiaye to Ahmad Osar. Charles Hunt for the hat-trick. Charles Hunt, the hat-trick, boys. 5-2. Charles Hunt wraps up his hat-trick in the 59th minute before the hour mark. He's having some game out there. The reserve forward is getting the business done for the D-Unit South Park team. 5-2 now. Brilliant stuff. Ndiaye to Ahmad Osar. Oh, we've just conceded a penalty. What is going on? Every time we score a goal, it's like the boys just completely switch off down there. What are they doing? Can he save the penalty? Come on, Afonso. We wait. Well, it's a bit of a delivery. Oh, he saved it. I think he saved it. He saved the penalty. He saved the penalty, boys. We've just seen a penalty save. on the live game. That's brilliant. This is better. This is like a warm-up for the Saturday night watch-along straight off the bat. This is brilliant. Hopefully this happens every week, that hopefully my games stay at 9 o'clock in the morning next in season 14, because this is actually quite exciting, especially early doors when you're starting the stream up. It's good to get the energy up and about. And a penalty save, 5-2 against 10 men. We're smoking it, boys. Absolutely smoking it. Hold Gakpo and wait for more info on Vert. Some Liverpool accounts are saying 4 to 6 weeks. Wow, really? That's that's a lot different to what I thought it might have been. Cunha and Bruno in for me. You going to chicken out and captain Haaland? No chances at all, MF said. I'm not captaining Haaland. Nightmare's not captaining Haaland either. He's also going to be captaining Bruno Fernandes. In fact, a lot of elite managers are actually captaining Bruno Fernandes this week. Thiago on the bench, yeah. I don't know who I'd bring on instead. Thoughts on Mateta captain? Don't mind it. I think that could actually be a really good shout. Semenyo, Caicedo, and Dye. Pick one. I would pick this week Semenyo. I think Semenyo either plays or he doesn't play. So if he plays, I reckon he scores. He's just got engaged. He's going to be up and about. He's going to be very excited. What better way to sit there than to sit there and do that? Oh, it's another goal, boys. 6 goals to 2 now. We're absolutely romping it in. We could hit 7 or 8 goals in this game. We are absolutely toasting the second bottom of the side. Hopefully this is what Man United do to Everton on Monday night, because if this kind of thing happens, it's going to be something that's biblical. This is unbelievable. How good is this watch along? Play Pope or Dubravka? I would play Pope, MFZ. Bench D unit for DCL. I would 100% bench DCL and play the D unit. D unit save me. My starters have 4 yellows. Gabriel, Gahey, Enzo, Semenyo. All right, so Gahey's definitely fine. Kill check. He's good to go. Make sure you play him. Basically, old mate Glasner came out and said he's perfectly fine. He's fit and available. Enzo's also fit and available, so I'll be starting him. And Semenyo's also, I reckon Semenyo's fine, even though the Iraola was very sceptical about it. Gabriel's out. You need to sell Gabriel, get rid of him, and buy a defender. That's the... Oh, yeah, so you've used the free transfer to remove Gabriel. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't read that bit. Should have read that bit first. What do I do with the 3 yellows? My bench... I just leave those 3 on the bench. What is going on here? It's 6-3 now. It's a 9-goal thriller live on the stream, boys. What is going on? Footium not disappointing. They must have known that I was going to show this, and they've just given us a goal bonanza up there. Wow, Pastor, 9 goal contributions and 9 appearances. That is impressive if mostly off the bench. I know. How good is it? How good is it? He's been pretty good. I'm not going to lie, George. He's been pretty good. Definitely. This is what I'm talking about, George. My team sits there and gets cooked by like these stupid teams conceding goals that they shouldn't be conceding. Sloppy defending. It's like my defenders are rated good, but they're just rubbish. I probably should make some substitutions because Muir looks like he's about to do a hammy out there. He's about to do a Van de Ven on me. Why are you playing 2 Bournemouth defenders? You know how that works. I know, Music Kiwi. I'm ready for the pain. I'm ready for that West Ham goal. I'd have considered playing Mukiele instead, but I've just got to do it and hope for the best. I've got to hope for the best at this point. If only the game could give you FPL. If I was sitting there and I had to pick a captain in this game before it started and it was FPL wise, I would have picked Pastor, because Pastor always dominates whenever he plays for me. He's got the goal and an assist. He hasn't got the clean sheet, so he's probably on track for 12 points in FPL because he'll get the 3 bonus. Actually, he wouldn't, because Hunt's just scored a hat-trick and got a assist, so that would be 17. He would have got himself 20 points. Hunt's on 20 points FPL-wise. That's stupid. But hopefully some of my players do what this team is doing for me. That would be legendary, let's be honest. Bench 1, Thiago Minte, Timber, Anderson, Senesi, Richards. I would bench... It's between Timber and Anderson. I feel like I'd bench Anderson, Henry. And Henry, well done. You won. You had the top score last week in the D Units League, mate. So congratulations, 72 points. We've got a trophy for you in the WhatsApp group. So if you haven't already joined, join, and we'll send you your little digital trophy. In Dyer, Ahmad or Sar, I would go... I mean, they both go to AFCON. I feel like Sar's got the better goal threat. Ahmad's got the better finishes around him or more finishes around him. I feel like that's a toss of the card. I don't even know what to say to that. So let's ask. Ahmad versus Sarr. All right, the card is going with Sarr. There you go. And look at that. I've actually caught up with the chat. That's pretty impressive, to be fair. But yeah, this game is almost over. We're into the 82nd minute now. I can't believe how many shots and got. Pastor. No, he's looking for another one. Pastor very excited about getting another couple of points there. Bournemouth have a horrible record against West Ham. Just a heads up, they do actually. You are correct. It's not a very good a record at all. Oh, there's a go. 7 goals to 3. Scott Murphy at the double. Gets himself another goal, and the goal fest. We've got 10 goals in this Footium watch along now as well. That's fantastic. Should I do Pope to a different goalkeeper? I would just hold it. I'd wait. In terms of goalkeeper transfers, I think I'd wait until we get the free transfers. Unless you've got an extra transfer in game week 15 before obviously you get the free transfers topped up in 16, I think you just hold the goalkeeper till then and deal with the goalkeeper situation in 15. That's my plan, because I looked at my team. Obviously, I want to take a hit next week for Mateus Nunes and Foden, for Semenyo and Chalobah. And then what I want to do is roll in 14. And then in 15, I have 2 transfers I'll need to use. The plan is probably to move Sarr to Minte and then use the other transfer on a goalkeeper. So I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet, but I'm probably going to make a goalkeeper transfer in 15 prior to getting those 5 frees in 16 and then free hitting in 16. That's my early doors plan, provided there's not some ridiculous injuries or whatever. And Australia definitely going to end the game tonight. It's 1 for 176 now. Heads on a mission. 112 he's on now. He's just smoking him for days. And yeah, I mean, it's the writing is on the wall. And here we go. We're about to end the game. It's going to finish a 10-goal thriller. 7 goals to 3. The reserve team just getting the business done. 2 goals to Murphy, a hat-trick for Hunt, a goal to Taylor and a goal to Pastor. And 2 assists for my right wing back. So hopefully that's a sign that Munoz is going to get the memo and get me 2 assists today. And it's finished 7-3, my bad. What am I on about? That confirms us 3rd in the league. Pretty happy with that. Wrapped up. I'm just putting training into all my players now. So next season I'm going to absolutely get the promotion up to Division 7. So yeah, that's what Footium actually looks like, folks. You can sit there and manage the team, but I didn't need to manage the team because my team just smoked them, so I just let them play the full 90 minutes. And that's it. We'll get that off stream now. Hopefully you enjoyed that. There was a little bit of excitement while we sit there and get along, and we'll get back to the normal stuff that's up there now. But yeah, FYI, that's Footium in a nutshell. You can go and check it out. If you are already playing it, I've left a link to join my Friends League in there, so you can compete against me and we can talk about how good it was. Captaining Munoz, yes, George. I mean, David West, he got the job done. I actually haven't played David West very much because he was one of the blokes that didn't bother to show up for me, I think, and he ended up on the scrap heap, and I've just played him today because I needed a right wing back that I could throw out as cannon fodder. Pope does have Burnley in 15. Oh, that's difficult. If Pope's got Burnley in 15, I think you just leave it till 16 and then use maybe because in game week 16, you get 5 free transfers, right? You're going to have to use one of them. Every single week from game week 16 onwards, you will have to use 1 free transfer or else you're going to lose it. So in 16, maybe move Pope out then once he's played the Burnley fixture in 15. That could be a plan. I don't mind that one at all. How to feel injecting that Travis Head century into your veins? I mean, he just smoked it, mate. I actually enjoy watching batters tee off, and it was good to see Travis Head just tee off. And I said early doors, I was like, if England bowl that kind of crap to him, he will smoke him because he doesn't mind throwing the batter. And if you're throwing rubbish like that out at the Perth test, you will get smoked. I mean, I think he's had like 4 or 5 sixes, and they're barely bowled 20 overs. So that's pretty poor bowling from England, to be fair. Hi, Darius. I watch you live more than the cartel. Love your vibe, personality, and humanity in FPL. Last year you destroyed FPL, so you have a light in the locker, buddy. That's it. Thank you very much, Vince. Very kind words. Yeah, this season I know has not gone to plan at all. And I said that I've looked at this season in like week to week and go, how the hell am I just getting, like, my decisions people say are kind of risky, whatever you want to call it. But last year I played exactly the same way. It's just I had luck last year, and this year I've had none. I do believe, though, that the luck is coming. I've set my team up. I've gone back to basics. 15 players I don't mind playing every single week. That means that when I've got a player that just decides not to show up, I've got a really good bench. Going to Mark Gui route was something I'd never done before, and it only took me 2 weeks and an international break to figure out that it was a horrible decision, and we've moved straight back away from that. So from now on, we will not be going anywhere near that. So yeah, that's actually quite nice. Has anyone seen the Barney Army? Well, they were loud and about early on, but now the Australians are taking over that test. They're within 20 runs of victory, and Travis Head could probably bring it up at about 4 strokes. He could probably hit 4 sixes to win the game in the test. I can't believe it. Perth test never goes more than 3 days. It's very rare it goes past 3 days, which is kind of crazy. Again, if you guys haven't already smashed a like on the stream, please consider doing so. And if you don't mind, sharing it as well, that would also be awesome as well. And thank you to everyone that has subbed recently. We've hit the 4K mark, and that's more. That's 4,000 more people than I thought I'd ever get. So that's pretty cool as well. All right, McDonald, how are you, buddy? Pope, Munoz, Timber, Gahey, Truffett, Enzo, Semenyo, Gakpo, Rice, Haaland, Mateta, took a -4, took a Munson out for Gahey, left Gabriel on my bench. If he's out for more than 2 games, he'll get sold. Yeah, I think he's going to be sellable, mate. If Ornstein, when Ornstein drops a bomber that he's going to be out for 1 to 2 months, he'll be out for 1 to 2 months. Ornstein does not ever, from my knowledge, put out tweets like that, not to do with transfers, but about that kind of stuff, and get it wrong. So I take him on board. As soon as he said that, I was selling him straight off the bat. And a lot of people sold him. Gabriel last night dropped, I think, almost 10% in ownership. He went from almost 43% owned, and this morning before the price changes happened, he was down to 34%. It was a huge mass selling, and I think that between now and 11 a.m., there'll be another huge mass selling of Gabriel. So if you haven't already sold him, I think he drops again tonight. So he dropped last night, and I would put money on it that he's going to drop again tonight. So just keep that in mind if you own him currently, because it will affect your selling price, either the drop overnight or the drop tonight. Is 5 free transfers the maximum one can hold? Yes. If you've got 5 and 15, you will get no free transfers in 16. Like, you just won't get topped up. You have to use them in game week 15. You have to expend every single transfer in order to benefit from the 5 free ones in 16. So whatever you do, if you're playing a chip, you need to make sure that you get out and get rid of all your players or all your transfers in game week 15 before 16. Oh, I know. Head wanted to finish the game, and he's done. I mean, he's got, what an innings though. 123 he's made, and he has smoked them. So they're not very far off victory. In fact, they're 14 runs away from victory. Head wanted to end it, as I said, he could end it in about 6 balls. Unfortunately, he has got himself out. And Steve Smith, I assume, will come out and probably with Marcus Lavishane see the game out. I mean, what an innings. 123. He made everyone else look average with the bat. That is some innings from Travis Head there for Australia, and literally rescued a game that looked like it was going towards England. Yeah, and Ornstein is the main Arsenal man for rumours as well. There you go. Exactly. If Ornstein's saying it about Arsenal, bang on. Any news on Caicedo? Now, the only thing I would say, Rishan and Delita, is that yesterday in the press conference, Enzo Maresca basically said that he hadn't seen Caicedo yet and he hadn't trained, but he was obviously going to see him later that day because they were going to be training obviously yesterday post his press conference. I just think that you just wait. I think that if you've got him, I'd probably play him. But if you've got a good bench, and you're wondering whether to toss up between him and versus someone else, I'd potentially go with someone else, I think. So saying game week 16, if you only use one of the 5 free transfers, would you then have... Yes, exactly. Yep, exactly, Dan McDonald. You still will you'll carry those transfers forward. So if you've got 5 in 16 and you only use one, you'll have 5 again in 17. Also, if you, for example, what I'm doing, I'll get my 5 free transfers in game week 16, but I intend on free hitting in game week 16. I will still have those 5 free transfers in game week 17. They stay with you until you use them. So that's how they work. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, hold on. Or do you pretty much... No, you don't have to use the 5 there and then. I think some people will... There'll be a lot of transfers being made in game week 16 and 15 and probably 14. There'll be lots of transfers made every single week. Like the engaged managers will definitely be using them up because you have to use them all by 15. And I think that people, unless you're with the cartel and on the cartel strategy, you'll get to 16, you'll be like, I've got 5 free transfers. What the hell am I going to do with them? You'll get itchy fingers. I know what I'm like. I'll get itchy fingers. I'm like, all right, I can make some moves here. These people are going to pop off. And also, with your transfers right now, the clever play is actually to target fixtures between now and 16. Like 1 to 2 week to 3 week punts are 100% the go at the moment because you can take them out with your free transfers in game week 15 in preparation for where you get those 5 free ones in 16, etc. Which is why I think Mbeumo is the most bought-in player this week because Man United have 4 amazing fixtures. He may well now stay to game week 17. They're in what do you call it? Negotiations with Cameroon in order to make that happen. And if Mbeumo stays to 17, imagine the fixtures you'll get. So Mbeumo's fixtures between now and 17, he has got Everton this week, game week 12. Crystal Palace away 13. I don't think's that bad either. Then he's got West Ham and Wolves at home in 14. West Ham at home in 14. Wolves away in 15. And then he's got Bournemouth at home in 16. And Bournemouth have been woeful away from home. And then the only really hard fixture is the Aston Villa 17 fixture, which is away from home, which I think might not be as high scoring as some of the other games in between now and then. So I don't mind that play. Like taking short-term punts the next 3 to 4 weeks, I think is perfectly fine. Peter, great to see you in the chat, buddy. Morning to you as well. Hope you're going well, buddy, and having a great time. Yeah, head is out. Love your channel, bud. Thank you very much, John Boltman. Thanks all the new... I've seen a lot of new people in the chat today, so welcome. If you want to join the free WhatsApp chat, the link is in the top of the chat. Go up there. It's free. We don't charge for it. I don't charge for it. Don't believe in charging people for that. So feel free to join it. It never sleeps, the chat, and it moves quickly. So, and you've got to obviously enjoy a bit of banter as well because we have people that support every club in there. So never take anything too to heart, but also be nice to each other as well. I thought you would have to have used that. Yeah, exactly. McDonald, it balls people out, and let's be honest, it comes at the perfect time it does. Head out, there is a chance. Is there? I mean, 2 for 194. They need 12 runs now to win. And Steve Smith has just smoked. No, Labuschagne's just smoked the 4. So they're now within 8 runs of victory. Australia need 8 runs to win the first test. Won't explain why Nightmares keeps taking hits. Brave man. I've also taken another hit this week. Like, this is the 3rd week of the season I've taken a hit. And the good news is, for my ranking, the other 2 weeks I've taken a hit, I've got big green arrows. So hopefully the 3rd time is the charm and it's another nice green arrow. And then next week when I do it again, hopefully it's another green arrow. And then I might just keep taking them. Maybe that's the answer to solving my woes. And last season, I took minus 44 points in hits and finished top 5K. So taking hits is not detrimental to your finishing rank. It's just about making intelligent hits, which is what I like to think I do most of the time. Put the fries in the bag, FPL, have you? All right, it's now 2 for 204. Labuschagne's just hit his half century, and Australia are 2 runs away now from wrapping up the test in 2 days. Who would have thought that? Join up the group, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, Rahi. Get those emoji in, folks. All right, let's see what people are voting here. How many moves are people making this week so far? All right, so none. Apparently 14% of you are not making any moves. We've already had 112 votes. 34% are making one. 31% are making two. 21% are making three. Plus, mad. That's a lot of people making a lot of transfers this week. I wonder how many people are taking hits. I'm going to end that poll just to see how many people are taking hits this week. FYI. All right, we'll finish that one. So that's mad. A lot of people making moves this week. None. The lowest of the lot with only 14%. That's crazy. What up, D-Tuck? Why do I sell Gabriel for? O'Reilly, Virgil van Dijk? No. Cash, Shaw, or Van den Berg, baby. That's where I've gone. Van den Berg for the win. FYI, wondering why people want to know why I bought him in. Well, he's got Burnley at home next week. Now, I grant you, I'm not playing him against Brighton, and I'm not playing him against Arsenal, and I'm not playing him against Spurs. Actually, I might play him against Spurs because Spurs have been crap at home. But then look at the fixtures after that. Leeds at home, Wolves away. Between now and game week 18, when Bournemouth go there as well, I actually quite like the fixtures. And Australia have just finished the test match there. Labuschagne scored the winning runs, and that's it. 2 for 205. Game over. Unlucky England. They look like they were going to win today as well. I feel very sorry for them. They've done... And like Brentford's fixtures for a long period of time are actually not too bad. Like they're pretty good up until game week 25 when they've got Newcastle, Arsenal, and then you probably want to sell them. But they also finish the season really well. Like game week 30 onwards, Brentford have Wolves, Leeds, Everton, Fulham, Man United, West Ham, and then they've got 3 rubbish fixtures and you sell them in 36. So I don't mind actually holding Van den Berg for most of the season because that's what I did last year. I just had 5 defenders that I was happily rotating, playing 3 every week and picked the 3 best every single week. And that's what the plan is going to be. So, and the other ones I really like. I really like my defenders. And with Mateus Nunes, I know he's a little bit of a gamble next week with Pep Roulette and stuff like that. But I've got a sneaky suspicion it's going to really work for me. But I really like Matty Cash as well. I don't even mind Luca Dean. I know he's a bit of a troll, but I don't mind him. Start Chalobah or Voltematus. Worried about... All right, so the thing here, CHF Light, I'd start Chalobah because Chalobah will not come on as a sub. He's either going to start and play 90 or he's going to play nothing at all. Unless there's an injury, he won't come off the bench. Because Maresca's generally done that with the centre-backs. There's no reason to make a centre-back change at Chelsea. So he's either starting playing the full 90 or he's benched, and I don't think he comes on. So I would probably start Chalobah over Voltemata if it was up to me. My take hit is I have Gabriel and Bradley injured, and I'm worried about Caicedo not playing. Don't mind it. That OD game was world-class. It was. That ODI game was definitely world-class. I would 100% agree. All right, let's start a poll. Are you taking a hit this week? Have I spelled that right? Yes. All right, let's see if people are taking hits this week. Be honest. Be honest. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to obviously say whether it's a 4-point hit or an 8-point hit or whatever, but are you taking a hit? Yes or no? I'm intrigued to know how many people are actively taking hits this week because I reckon there is going to be quite a few people that are taking hits, and I think that's going to be interesting. And then once we finish this one, I'm going to leave this one running probably for the next half an hour. And then at the last 45 minutes, we're going to have a look at captaincy this week. Because I think a lot of people are wondering whether they should go against Haaland. Like, obviously, I'm quite used to going against him. So for me, I've got no issues with it. But for a lot of people that haven't done it once, it's kind of scary. Hold on. It's kind of scary going against him the first time. And I remember last season when I actually sold Haaland, like when he was starting to look like he was no good and Man City were woeful, selling him the first week when you sell him, like it's building up the courage to do it. Once you've done it once, it's so much easier to do it again. So for me, I sit there and I'm like, oh, I've seen the worst of it, right? I had Phil Foden for 1 point and Haaland got 16. I know how bad it can go. But because I've done it and I've I've experienced the low of it, I'm prepared for it. So when I eventually get the high from it, and FYI, I'm 100% success rate captaining Bruno over Haaland. Every time I've done it, it's been a pretty comfortable win for Bruno. So I'm hoping I've read it right again, and Monday Night Football is going to be biblical. I mean, if Haaland blanks tonight, I'm on for a big fat green arrow, because I can't see... Well, I mean, Bruno could miss a penalty. He could get a red card. These are definitely variables that could potentially happen. But realistically, if Haaland blanks tonight, Monday Night Football is going to be so much fun to watch, hopefully, provided Man United actually win the game and then the boys get the business done. Just found out that my sister made those transfers on my account on purpose to sabotage me. Even though she was already doing much better than me, she will never see a stuffed dog again. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. No good. All right, Cam Elo, team Pope Gahey, Senesi Alderete, Gabriel Byrne, Saka, vice captain, Enzo, Rice, Semenyo, Haaland, captain, Mateta, Welbeck, one free transfer, do Pope to Sanchez, then play Alderete, or Gabriel to Virgil van Dijk. I don't normally recommend goalkeeper transfers, but I'm not recommending someone to bring in Virgil van Dijk. So for that reason, I'm going to recommend you buy the goalkeeper. Because I can't recommend buying Virgil. Let's ask the card. Should you do the Virgil move or the goalkeeper move? Virgil or, what was it, Sanchez? Well, the card reckons Sanchez. There you go. So the card even knows Virgil's just a trap waiting to happen. I'm taking a minus 24. No, I mean, I've actually, ironically, because every week when I put together that slide on the late mail about the league, some weeks, there are people that take minus 16 hits and they get net transfer games. And I'm like, I don't even know if I could bring myself to do a minus 16 hit, because, like, you need a lot of things to go right if you're taking a minus 16. But I've seen so many people this season, when I do that research every single week, I'm like going, how are they getting away with this? How are they getting away with it? But it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. So, yeah, I don't mind it. And I think it's... I mean, it could work. It could work. That first Australian innings gave the English false hope. I think the last time England actually won in Perth was around 1978. Yeah, England don't have a very good record in Perth. And Australia's fast bowlers, particularly the ones from WA, normally feast out. Like the Fremantle Doctor isn't so much a factor at Optus Stadium, but it is still something that is, yeah, it's still something that's quite pronounced and proficient. Shall I play Rice over Semenyo? I'd play Semenyo over Rice. As I said, if you're worried about Semenyo, it's an ankle injury. So if it's an ankle injury, it's not a muscle injury. It's not muscle fatigue or a hamstring tightness or whatever like that. It's an ankle injury. He's either starting or he's not playing at all. So if you start him and he starts, you're laughing, because he's obviously going to play probably 90 minutes. If you start him and he doesn't play, then you just get your first bench anyway. So it's 9 here there, which is why I've got Thiago first bench. I'm quite happy playing Semenyo, and I just hope it comes in, and I hope he has a big game. Because I feel like a lot of people have sold him, have got scared, are benching him, and I reckon he's going to play. That's my personal opinion anyway. I bought Virgil in. Adi today. On a scale of 1 to 10, how insane would it be to bring in Robinson? I don't think it's that scary. I don't think it's that insane, to be honest. I just don't think Liverpool are keeping clean sheets. So you're relying on him getting attacking returns, and I don't know at his age if he's going to be getting them consistently. So I think realistically, that's why I can't bring myself to... I've looked at Liverpool defenders. I've looked at the fixtures. I think Forest score tonight. And then I think West Ham score at the London Stadium next week. And then it's Sunderland. And I think Sunderland score. And then it's Leeds away. Now, the Leeds away game might be the game they keep a clean sheet. That could be the big game for their team. But it's away at Leeds. And Liverpool have not been defending well. I mean, I haven't got a Liverpool player to bring up because I don't own any of them. But their stats, if you take out that Aston Villa game for Liverpool, their underlying defensive stats are unbelievably bad the last 6 weeks. So you're literally You're literally taking a gamble or a punt on a set of fixtures that this season we've seen that punts on Nottingham Forest players for fixtures, punts on Villa players for fixtures, punts on West Ham players for fixtures. Guess what? None of them have worked. So have we learned nothing from that? Or are we basically saying that Liverpool are that good, which they haven't been because they've lost 5 of the last 6 games, that all of a sudden they're going to make those fixtures look really good? And unless you're a Liverpool fan, and I'm not a Liverpool fan, and I even think Liverpool fans doubt whether they'll keep that many clean sheets. So I really don't know. I'm not. I think Virgil van Dijk is one of the biggest traps in FPL. Yes, he's going to get you DC points. I don't think he's going to score more than a goal this season. In fact, on average, the last 5 years, he's scored 1 goal a season. So, I mean, if you might get lucky and he might get his goal while you own him in the next 6 weeks. It's possible. He might not. He might get it in game week 38 when no one owns him. But like, literally at the moment, he's a glorified Anderson. And you pay 1.5 million more for the privilege. I think that's the best example I can give of why I don't like Virgil van Dijk. He's literally 1.5 million more than Anderson, and they literally do the same thing at the moment. Their ceiling is about 4 points, and they can go anywhere down to 1. That's the sad but honest truth. And I might be being a little bit brutal, but I just think that that's just my thoughts on Liverpool. I'd never sit on the fence, and I'm not sitting on the fence on that. I'm happy to own it, and I'm happy to sit there and say I got it wrong if I get it wrong, but I just don't think I'm getting it wrong. Virgil is not Gabriel. Gabriel is a bullet header in the air. He's so dominant in the air. Virgil is no Gabriel. And if you're buying him thinking he's going to be scoring headers or getting assists every other game, you're deluded and probably need to rethink that strategy. FPL Nightmare difference going to do a -16. I reckon he probably does at some point. I don't know when, but he probably will at some point. Watch this -16. Give me 2 points. I don't mind most of your transfers though, Avi. I think that most of them are actually not too bad, and they're not the worst moves in the world. But what I would do if I was you, change your password and don't tell your sister what it is. that would be my honest advice moving forward. So many people are bringing in Virgil. It won't affect your rank if he bombs. I figure it's just a defensive move while you worry about other stuff. Nobody expected I wanted the game. Exactly. Yeah, exactly what you said, Matt. And my position, why would I make a defensive move? I'm at 5.5 million. Why would I follow the sheep to Virgil van Dijk? This is a calculated gamble on my part. If I was to go for a Liverpool defender, it wouldn't be Virgil either. I'd actually probably go for Canade, because Canade is 0.6 million cheaper. He's got 1 less defensive contribution than Virgil. And if you have a look at his underlying attacking numbers, they're better than Virgil's. The only thing I would say against him is that historically his body is not as fit as Virgil's, but on his side, he's much younger than Virgil, and Virgil's now 34. At some point, age will catch up to him. And I think that's why potentially as well we're seeing Liverpool's defence being much porous this year, because of the fact that Virgil is that bit older. He's got his contract. He's probably not as motivated, let's be honest. And that's probably playing a big impact. Morning, Dan Fox. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. I feel like some people's names have changed. I feel like YouTube's done some weird stuff with the endings of people's names again in the chat, which is weird. She doesn't know my password. My laptop was like, oh, when I went to pick up your food. Oh, Avi, that's brutal. Well, you know what you need to do next time? Lock your laptop. Put it on the lock screen before you leave. I mean, that is so sneaky. I mean, that's the kind of thing I'd do to my mates, or my mates would do to me. But having your own sister do it to you feels a bit rubbish. That feels a bit rubbish. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't feel very nice. Since the late mail yesterday as well, I have thought about 2 different things in my team. I've thought about like Mukiele, right? Like I really feel like Sunderland beat Fulham, and I really struggle to see how Fulham are going to score against that Sunderland defence. So part of me is like, do I play Mukiele or Thiago instead of Rice? But I just feel, I've watched Spurs against Man United, and De Ligt scored the easiest goal ever, and Rice is going to be on 75% of set pieces. So I think I've just got to play Rice and base the fact that potentially he gets some returns off the set piece FC again. But it's a tough one. I definitely think there's going to be a haul on my bench this week. I've got no doubts about that at all. But that's what I'm going with at the moment. Yeah, exactly. I thought so because I feel like, some people's names are just throwing me off today. Avi, which chipsets have you played so far? All except Triple Captain. Yeah, cooked. Yeah, definitely cooked. Would you drop Rice or Timber for Senesi? I think if you ask me, I would drop I would drop Timber for Senesi. Senesi's going to get DC points, and Timber needs to keep a clean sheet in order to probably match him. I think that Spurs, and for what it's worth, I feel like West Ham might score as well. I'm hoping they don't, because obviously I've got Senesi and Petrovic. But I feel like West Ham, that's the kind of game where they get a fluky goal, and it'll probably be like 3-1 or something like that. But I think that Spurs score against Arsenal as well, which is why I prefer Senesi over Timber, because Senesi, definitely you would expect him to get up to those DC contributions. Timber's realistically is not going to be getting there. But let's ask the card. Timber versus Senesi. And the card agrees. Senesi it is. I'm worried Semenyo plays like 45 minutes and gets... I don't think that's a... I understand why people are concerned. I'm not concerned. I feel like if he plays, he's playing 90 minutes. Would you bench him? I mean, if you've got Xhaka... What's your other team? What is the rest of your team test video? I mean, Xhaka, I think this week against Fulham is actually really good as well. I'd be finding a way to play them both. Like, surely there's someone else you can bench in your team this week. In your head. Anderson, what's in your head in the end? I like it, Colm. I like it. I can't wait to do the live watch along tonight. 5 games on at once. We've got Fulham versus Sunderland, Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest, Wolves versus Crystal Palace, Bournemouth versus West Ham, and I'm missing one and I can't think of it off the top of my head. Oh, Brighton versus Brentford. I tell you what, I could end up having 20 points on my bench by the end of that watch along, and it'll be sad times. But I could also have a lot of points on my field by the end of that watch along. So it's going to be an interesting one. And look, part of me still wants to bench Haaland just because of the fact I know it's uber differential. And part of me is just like, you're an idiot, don't do it. And which is why I haven't done it, which is why Haaland is starting. But I've definitely considered it. And like the card said yesterday, Thiago would score more points than Haaland. So, I mean, it's risky. It's very risky. But you can't take on that ownership completely. Like 71.1% of the game owns Haaland. Like Semenyo's now 59.6, so he's under 60% owned now, Semenyo. That's interesting. FYI, and Mbeumo's now up to 36% ownership. Like, that is crazy. Who would have thought that at the start of the season, that Mbeumo will be on 36% ownership in the game come game week 12? I think that just goes to show how good a signing Brian Mbeumo's been for Man United, because that is ridiculous. Van Dijk and Thiago have gone up in the price. Yeah, exactly. It was inevitable. That's why I moved Thiago in. I bought it because I knew that if I didn't make the moves last night and take the hit, I would be priced out of what I want to do the next 2 weeks. And I've preserved team value. Like Gabriel dropped, so I had to sell him anyway, because or else I lost that team value I had in him. And Thiago rose in price. So I've actually made like 0.2 million overnight. I took a hit and I'm benching him at the moment, but you never know. Semenyo might not show up and then Thiago's off the bench and then I'm happy days. And I'm like, well, that was definitely worth a hit because now I've got a really good replacement off the bench for him. So I'm quite happy with the team and I'm quite happy with the benching order as things stand. The only thing that I'm really considering is whether to start Thiago over Haaland. That is the only consideration I've got for the next hour, because other than that, I've got nothing. I think that the rest of the team looks perfectly fine this week. It is going to be good fun. There's going to be lots of goals. We've got the shots ready to go. I'm excited for it. It's going to be great. Hopefully it's exciting as the Footium watch along before. 10 goals in one game. I mean, if I was doing shots in that game, would have done 3 shots in 30 minutes. Crazy. I mean, I don't know how it got 7-3, but it was an absolute slaughter. But we'll take it. We'll take it. It was a good result. Nothing will beat Gary and his Rob T visuals. I suspect he's with the cartel here. He probably is. He probably is, old Gary. Yeah, I can't believe it that he sat there. So Gary, I'd never sit there and pay anyone out, but I'm going to pay Gary out here. So Gary was whinging all international break that FPL's boring, that everyone talks about the same stuff. And so I sat there and cooked up a brilliant idea. I thought I cooked up a brilliant idea anyway. And I was like going, well, how about all us 6 co-hosts put a differential in under 5% every single week that we think will be good, and we'll track who gets the most points, et cetera, every single week. And Gary's like, nah, don't like that. I was like, you just said you don't like that everything is the same. Like everyone does Rob T visuals, et cetera. And you literally just said that, like, what is your problem with the differentials? Like, I said, I'm literally going to make the slide for you and I'm going to send it to you. There's no work required. All you need to do is give me your differential. He didn't even want to do that, the man. So later on, tonight in the lock-in, give him abuse. Give him abuse for being such a big sook. Sorry, Gary. I hope you watch that back, baby. I love you really, but you were sooky. And we don't like sooks. Especially when I'm sooking. You can tell me, stop sooking. But Gary was sooking, and differentials is back. And I actually thought, and he was like, he actually apologized because he goes, I put a poll in the chat and 88% loved it. And I was like, oh, I told you, mate. People do not. You know what he wanted to do? He wanted to do a captaincy battle every week. And I was like, why? Everyone in the next 5 weeks is going to be captaining Haaland after this week. It is the most pointless poll or thing to do because that's who I want to captain. And I was like, and then apparently we could all pick the same captain. And I was like, that is just stupid. So thankfully we ended up with the differentials and he caved to the peer pressure and he realised that we're onto a thing. There you go. Ryan completely distracted me with that. Sorry, folks. Richards, Mukiele, Senesi, Munoz, James, Saka, and Mbeumo, Gakpo, Haaland. That's a really good team, Dan. That's a really good team. Not sure who to captain. There's plenty of options in there. You could look at Haaland. You could look at Mateta against Wolves as a really possible option. Saka against Spurs, I've heard talked about a lot. And Mbeumo versus Everton really feels like a nice one. Even Munoz and Senesi have huge potential this week. I think you can just roll the dice. I think there'll be a lot of big scores this week. I think this week will be a high-scoring week. I say that now. Watch us all get like 30 points come Monday night. Is Semenyo going to play? I'm believing that he will. I'm just looking for... I feel like it's big smoke and mirrors on Semenyo. Ankle injuries, man. Unless you've ruptured your ankle ligaments, you're playing on an ankle. Like most people can play on an ankle. I think Semenyo will play. That's just my opinion. I actually would have predicted that for Mbeumo before the season started, but not after the first couple of weeks. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the first couple of weeks, it did not look like he was going to be owned by anyone. And then he's just gone on a tear. And I'm just glad I got him at the beginning of that tear. I've owned Mbeumo since game week 6. So obviously I got unlucky in game week 6, but then he went 6, 9, 15, 1 blank in 10, which was annoying, 2, but then 7. So he's made me huge amounts of points in the weeks I've owned him. The only week I obviously missed out was the Burnley game when he got 10. But outside of that, he's been brilliant for me. And he's looked so good. He's just fitted in really nicely. So, yeah, I think he's a great transfer. And if you haven't got him, I think it's definitely worth taking a punt for the next 5 or so weeks. All right, so at the moment, 29% of you are taking hits and no are 71%. That's interesting. So lots of people, and that's quite a lot of people. It's 3 in every 10 people almost taking a hit this week, that's quite a lot of people when you think about it. Does Gary watch football? Generally curious. No, he doesn't. He doesn't watch any football, Kevy. He actually relies in the lock-in for me and Trig to have watched the games. Now, Trig, unfortunately, with the time difference, he's in New Zealand, so he's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's 5 hours in front of me because he just went to sleep about an hour ago. So I think for him it's 10 o'clock. I could be wrong. Anyone that knows New Zealand time, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong. But he's definitely at least 3 hours in front of me, and it's 6 o'clock here in the evening at the moment. And Gary doesn't watch it. Never watches a game of football. He'll even be honest about it. If you ask him about it, he'll say he doesn't watch. How was the club a couple of weeks ago, bro? Was it a defected event? Yeah, it was a defected event. D today. Orazio and Fatso, They played their songs, but it was the worst set I've seen. They literally were pressing play. They played a pre-mixed set. It was god-awful. Low Stepper just was playing rubbish suited to the crowd rather than playing his actual music and playing house music. He ended up almost playing like R&B. It was horrible. But Sam Devine saved the day. She played an amazing set. She was really good value, played a really good 1.5 hour set. And she played the entire time the Man United Spurs game was on. She started her set when Brian and Mbeumo scored, and she finished her set literally with the last song as Matthias de Ligt equalised for Man United with the last touch of the game. It was madness. It was just a really good set. It sort of offset the fact that we threw the game away and then rescued it. I don't even know how Man United do these things, but it's Man United. That's just who we are, unfortunately. Should do polls in the pubcast of who has the best differential. Yes, I like that, Kevy. I like that. I'm going to do that every week, actually. I'm going to put a post up every week on the YouTube channel, basically asking you to vote for your top differential. Who do you think's got the best one each week? And we'll see if the chat can actually pick it like we can. Any team leaks? I mean, we're still too far out away from that. We've probably got news about whether there's players showing up. But it's still 2.5 hours from kickoff. I don't think there's going to be any leaks until at least another 30 minutes minimum. There we go. 11 p.m. in New Zealand. Yeah. I mean, that time difference is mad. It's actually mad. It's also like the WhatsApp chat. There's people awake every single moment of the day in that chat. But obviously, we all got to sleep at some point. It's weird because I think some people don't... Like, it must throw a lot of people off. I've got a plus 44 number. But that's because no one in Australia uses WhatsApp, so I'd never bothered to swap it over to my Australian number, so I've still used my UK number. Bringing in Zucker to start, what do you reckon in a couple of weeks can go to the bench? Yeah, don't mind it. If you're starting him this week, by all means, play him. It's a good week for him, I reckon, especially against that Fulham backline. Is the Arsenal double-up still viable? Maybe Saliba off of Gabriel? I don't know. The fixtures just don't scream clean sheets, Daddy Tucky. Like, look at them. They've got Spurs at home, Chelsea away, Brentford at home, Villa away, Wolves at home. You'd expect that to be a clean sheet. But then it's Everton away, Brighton at home, Villa at home, Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home, Forest away, Man United at home. I don't think they keep many clean sheets outside of the Wolves game until game week 24. And then you will want the double up back for probably the rest of the season, because they have a very nice finish to the end of the season. But I just think that I was looking to sell Gabriel anyway, and the fact that he went and got himself injured just kind of made it a bit easier for me. And yeah, it was a pretty easy decision in the end, so because he got injured. But I don't know. You could go back there. Their numbers underlying, I mean, they're through the roof. They're so good. They barely concede any chances. But I don't think they keep too many clean sheets in that run of fixtures outside of Wolves. I do expect Spurs to score this week as well. I still think Semenyo starts. I'm adamant that even if he doesn't, it's just Thiago coming off the bench. So if you've got a good first bench, you shouldn't care whether Semenyo starts or not. You're just going to start him like I am. He's not going to start on the bench and come off the bench. If he does, I will grovel and apologise to the chat during the watch along, but I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. I saw Malugi last night and Hardhouse is back, baby. That's what we love to see. I did see some of the snaps from that and the stories, and it did look pretty good, Daddy Tucky. I like yours and Kanji's this week, Estavio plus Garnacho. The thing I'll say about Estavio versus Garnacho this week, I think Garnacho starts. I think Estavao, however you say his name, he'll be on the bench because Maresca loves Pedro Neto, and it's either Pedro Neto or Estavio on the right. And I think he'll be Pedro Neto. So I think he'll come off the bench and you're going to be relying on him banging off the bench and hoping for the best, really. Voltamata to Mark Gui, Enzo to Bruno, Gabriel to Virgil, oh my God, I struggle with that guy's name as well because it's not pronounced how it looks. It looks like Fior, but it's not. It's Jiao, I think. To Munoz, would you do these transfers for free? I would do the Munoz one, but I'd do Virgil to Munoz and I'd keep Chow. I would not bother getting Virgil van Dijk at all. Enzo to Bruno, I don't mind him. Voltamata to Mark Gui. I feel like I don't know what your rest of your team's like, Nana, but I think I would not be going to Mark Gooey. With all the fixtures and the pile-up coming up, I think you want a third playing forward. So I'd recommend trying to get to Thiago if you haven't already got Thiago. If you've already got Thiago, try to get to a Welbeck maybe as your third forward. I don't think I can sit there and recommend getting Mark Gooey after I took him out for a hit this week. I've got Anderson on the bench. I just can't justify bringing him on for anyone yet. I wouldn't be bothering bringing him on anyway. Any Chelsea news? Not yet, Christian. Not yet, mate. Can I know the importance of taking a hit? It just means you can get a better team. In my case, it doesn't make much sense to take a hit this week, but I was going to be affected by price rises. That's why I took the hit. So Gabriel was dropping, so I had to move him out, and Thiago was rising, and I had to bring him in. So they're not in the same position, so I had to make the two transfers, which meant that I had to take the hit. That's the only reason why I did it. If it wasn't for the price rises, I probably might have delayed it to next week and taken a -4 or a -8 next week and not taken a hit this week. But my team looks really good this week, so I think we can cover a -4 quite comfortably. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go. Bocky, good to see you, buddy. Raya, Pope, Senesi, Gabriel, Richards, Rodon, Anderson, Enzo, Minte, Sarr, Semenyo, Rice, Mateta, Haaland, Voltamata, 1.1 in the bank, one free transfer. All right, you just moved Gabriel, mate. Pick a good defender. You've already got Richards, you've got Sarr, and you've got Mateta, so you're not getting a Palace defender. You've got Senesi, so you can play Senesi this week. You can play Richards, and you can probably play Anderson if you really wanted to. I'd drop Gabriel to like a 4.5 million defender or a 5, and potentially even look at a City defender in preparation for next week and just go a week early. Or just roll. Unless Gabriel's going to drop in price for you and that's going to affect you tonight, then you can move him out. But I wouldn't be targeting someone necessarily to play for Gabriel this week. I think you can cover him perfectly fine. I'd start Semenyo. Adra, that's an easy decision. As I said, I think if Semenyo plays, he's going to be starting. So if he's starting, you want Semenyo over Caicedo. In theory, the attacking returns should be significantly higher for Semenyo than they are for Caicedo, I would think. You're just already off to a disadvantage. Yeah, you are. I would agree. I just avoid this at all costs unless I'm forced to start a 4-man defender. See, this is where I disagree. I've had 5 green arrows this season. 2 of those 5 green arrows I took a hit. And the hit paid off. Like I picked players that banged, and the players I got rid of did nothing. So, for example, it doesn't make much sense to me this week because I'm bench. It will make a lot of sense if Semenyo doesn't play and Thiago comes off the bench and scores. It's going to look like a genius move taking the hit this week. So that could actually there is a strong possibility that could actually happen. But on the other weeks, right? So the other week I got rid of Foden. I got rid of whoever that Reinders. I got rid of someone else that was in the forward line to get Mateta, and I bought in I bought in Gabriel. The week I did that, Gabriel got 12 points, Rice got 13, Saad got nothing, which was annoying, but that's fine. Mateta got 9 points, and the other bloke I don't think I used. And my hit paid off massively. I took a -4 and I got a net transfer gain of plus 26 points. So, yes, you start off the week with -4, but if you've got it right and you get a little bit of luck, which you always need in FPL, FPL is literally a game of luck. If you get that little bit of luck, it doesn't matter if you take a hit. You can take a -12 and end up with like a plus 30 point swing. Or you could take a -12 and end up with a minus 23 point swing like some people did last week. But just people thinking the hits are bad are wrong. I finished 4,550 or whatever it was last year, and I took 44 points in hits last year. Like maybe if you could argue that if I didn't take the 44 points in hits, I might have finished top 1K, but I can guarantee you that some of those hits I took last year where I remember the first one I took, it was Ollie Watkins and Rogers in for Isaac and Kulusevski. That week, Rodgers got a goal and Watkins got a goal and assist. They combined for 20 points. Kulusevski didn't play and Isaac got 2 points. So that week, when I took the hit, I was up plus 16. I think looking at hits and thinking they're wrong is not correct. Taking hits every week as well, I would say, is not correct. But when they make sense for your team, I think they're perfectly fine. And I'll happily do them. Something is telling me Burnley are going to sharp versus Chelsea. They could. Should I do Paqueta to Bruno, already have Mbeumo, or Gabriel to Timber, or take a -4 to do Paqueta and Gabriel to Timber and Bruno, or Saka and 5.6 million defender, thinking of taking a -4 to cover Semenyo if out? I don't mind the -4 if Semenyo's out, because that way you're covered and you've got a decent playing. I'd personally go with Bruno over Saka. I think Bruno's going to be locked and he's way less injury prone than what Saka is, and I think the fixtures are nicer for Man United as well. So I'd go there. In terms of the defender, there's so many options in defence this week. I've obviously gone the cheap option with Van den Berg. And I think if you haven't got Munoz is the most obvious transfer this week. Way more obvious than Virgil van Dijk. The dude plays literally at right wing and he's got some amazing fixtures coming up. Like Munoz has got Wolves, Burnley, Man United, Fulham away, Man City at home I'm going to be free hitting him out for. And then he's got Leeds away, Tottenham at home, Fulham at home. Like, till game week 19, Munoz is like just a ridiculously good pick. Like, if you sat there and compared him to Virgil van Dijk, I know who's getting more attacking returns. I know who's probably getting more clean sheets as well. It's probably going to be Daniel Munoz. Gabriel to Vardiol, you could. I don't mind it. I don't mind that. You sold DCL? Yeah, I got rid of DCL, man. I don't mind. I'm a punty player. I'll quite happily take punts, and if they don't work off, I'll sell them and correct them quickly. Nightmare taking more hits than Muhammad Ali. Captain Mbeumo, I don't mind it. As you can see, Diamond, I've got Mbeumo vice captain, Bruno captain. I changed the vice captaincy off Mateta just because of that knee thing. I don't know for a fact that Bruno and Mbeumo will both play. You could argue that maybe it's a little bit dumb, because imagine if the game got called off. But if the game got called off, they'll probably just sum up how my season's gone, and it'll probably just be time to put the cue on the rack. So I'm happy to roll the dice. Probably not the most intelligent move now that I think about it. But I'm going to go captain and vice captain. I'm happy with that. I feel like Man United put Everton to the sword in an attacking sense anyway. Are you worried about Nketiah taking minutes away from Mateta now? Yeah, I am worried about that, which is why I've took it. I originally, at the very beginning of the international break, had Mateta as captain. And then when Nketiah was confirmed fit, I put him to vice captain. And then overnight, I thought about it, and I've changed the vice captaincy off him as well. So yes, I am concerned about that, 100%. I also think, though, they're going to find a way to play Nketiah with Mateta, because Nketiah could be the answer for when Sarr goes away at AFCON. So that's something to monitor, I reckon. Trust the card and captain Mbeumo instead of Bruno. I know, the card did call Mbeumo over Bruno last night. The Ahmad Handy, I'm confused. I need two players of Enzo, Gakpo, Sarr, Minte, and Ndai. I'd go Sarr and Minte. I punted Reinders out and brought in Esteval. Nice. That's real punty. I like it. Ask the card between Mbeumo and Haaland captain. All right, Mbeumo and Haaland. Mbeumo captain. The card has not been hot on Haaland this week, except playing him. Like, share, subscribe, support your quality channel as you continue to get brilliant content on a consistent basis. Thank you very much, Diamond. Thank you very much for that. No, down to 70% now. 30% of people are taking hits. That's crazy. What's wrong with Mateta? Is he? No, he just had his. He's not injured. He's fit, but he came back with a slight knee issue from international duty, but he's fine. Glasner actually made the world aware to it, but he then said that he was fine. You could go Mateta captain. I just think that, I don't know. I was slightly put off as well because Wolves have signed a new manager, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. I still think Palace spank them by numerous goals, but I just think that whenever you're playing your team that's just had a new manager, you just want to give them a game just to see what happens. Which defender gets the 17-pointer this week? Who do you think? I'm hoping it's Chalobah. I'm hoping it's Chalobah or Senesi. Or hopefully Munoz gets a 23-pointer. Hopefully all three of them pop off and I get like a 150-point week and all of a sudden we're all back, baby, and I'll be really up and about next week. That would be epic. And as I said before, I had like this vision. I don't know what you would call it, a vision, a daytime, a daydream. And I was like, Man United, I said on the predictions last night, 4-1. Imagine if Bruno got 2 goals and Mbeumo got 2 goals and they both got 15 pointers and I get 45 points on Monday Night Football. Like, could you imagine the green arrow I would get on Monday night if that lot of coincidences or foresight happened? I just remember back to last year when I had that moment about Phil Foden and I had a dream that he scored a brace, and that weekend against Brentford he scored a brace and he went on one of the absolute tears of FPL for 5 weeks. It was insane. Do you think Enzo and Gakpo will start today? I think Gakpo's 100% starts. I'd be shocked if Gakpo doesn't start. I'd also be pretty shocked if Enzo didn't start as well, because I feel like Caicedo would be the one more at risk of not. I can't see how they don't start Caicedo and Enzo. The only thing I would say is potentially, if they're worried about Caicedo's minutes and the fact he came back late, they could potentially play Gusto or Reece James in that centre defensive midfielder spot, because Lavia is obviously out injured. That's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past Maresca doing something like that and benching Caicedo, but I think Enzo starts 100%, so I don't mind that at all. In Dyer or Semenyo, I'd start Semenyo. He's got a way better fixture. Man United away is not an easy fixture for Everton. Anytime, Boki. Anytime, buddy. I'm first in my mini league with around 10 points lead. That's a good start. You're having a good start to the season, bud. The guys below me, Perma captain Haaland, and last game week I captain Mateta for differential and failed. I mean, you didn't fail by much. There was only 2 points in it last week. Do I captain Saka and Mbeumo Mateta this game week or play it safe with Haaland? I think Haaland, of all the weeks that I've sat there and thought about taking him on, this is the one that actually makes the most sense to take him on. So I think you can do it. I think you can risk it for the biscuit this week. And I don't think Haaland's got... I think if Haaland does get a return, I don't think he scores over double figures. So I'd be pretty confident in saying that. I think. I hope. Touch wood. Whom to buy out of Gravenberch, Tavernier, or Anderson, Nottingham Forest? I'd go with Anderson, Nottingham Forest. I just think that I think he's got decent upside. And he's a quality player as well. I think that Anderson, if I wished Man United to sign a midfielder in January, it would be Anderson from Nottingham Forest. I've watched him play for Nottingham Forest and he is unbelievably good at getting the ball, winning the ball, playing it forward. His creativity is really good. And I just think that if you whacked him in there, either next to Casemiro or instead of Casemiro, my God, the Man United midfield would do so much better. Yeah, I'm pretty confident he starts. I could be wrong. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm right, because when does that game kick off? In 3.5 hours' time, I could be proven wrong. No, 4.5 hours' time. My bad. I'm not really doing well with clocks today, am I? I keep thinking we're still in the old time, because obviously time doesn't change here in WA. We have the same time all year round. So. Yeah. But I'm pretty confident he starts, which is why I've got him there. Just joined, captain Mbeumo or Bruno. I'm going with Bruno. I think they both return. But let's ask the card, because the card yesterday was hot on Mbeumo over Bruno. So let's ask it again. Is it doubling down or has it changed its mind overnight? So Mbeumo versus Bruno. And it's still going with an Mbeumo captain. So there you go. The card's pretty confident Mbeumo is going to bang this week. So there you go. Maybe if you want to follow my advice, go Bruno. If you want to follow the card's advice, go Mbeumo. I'm ignoring the card's advice, and this season I've had very mixed results when I've ignored it. So I'm hoping this week I've got it right, but we'll see. I mean, the last time I captained Bruno got 4 points, beat Haaland, who got 2, but Mbeumo got 15. So I'm just hoping it's not that massive difference. Like if it's like 10 versus 12, I can live with that. If it's 4 versus 15 again, that might be a hard one to swallow. If Emerson is going anywhere, it's back to St. James's. Yeah, it could be. Also, they changed the rules in the Premier League. The clubs agreed on it. So PSR is getting binned off at the end of the season, and clubs will be able to spend up to, I think it was 85% of the revenue that they generate. So for Man United, that is really good news because Man United still generate the most amount of money out of all the English clubs in the league. Just because of their brand more than anything else, not because of the fact we're actually any good. But that means they'll actually be able to buy without having to worry about PSR because Man United make a lot of money every single year. It does benefit the big clubs quite a lot because obviously the more money you make, the more money you'll be able to spend on transfers, etc., etc. But it's interesting. So I thought that was interesting. And it was a good change because it kind of prohibited like clubs like Newcastle who got like an injection of funds from actually being able to buy players. And I just think that is kind of rubbish. So if they've got I think if it's based on revenue, it makes a bit more sense because if you're making the money, why shouldn't you be able to not spend it? So that makes a bit more sense to me. I'm going Mbeumo captain this week. Love it. Should I start Eze or Voltemata? I'd start Eze. Eze should be fine to start this week. But Voltemata's probably going to play 90 minutes. So that's a tough one. Eze doesn't play 90 minutes. Voltemata does. It just depends on whether you think Voltemata is going to score against City's defence or if Eze's going to do anything against Spurs. Spurs haven't been horrible defensively, but and Eze hasn't been brilliant either offensively. So, yeah, it's going to be one of them wee ones. All right, we're going to close that poll. 32% of people are actually taking a hit. That's crazy. So over 3 in every 10 people. All right, let's do the captaincy poll now. Let's find out what everyone is doing here. All right, who are you captaining this week? All right, I'm going to put here Haaland, because let's be honest, most people will probably go him. I'm going to put a Palace player, because I feel like that's going to be quite popular this week. I'm then going to put a United player, because I also think that's going to be quite popular this week. And I'm going to go with anyone else, someone else. If you're someone else, whack it in the chat who you're actually captaining. All right, there we go. Poll up and running. Let us know who you are captaining this week. Are you captaining Haaland? Are you captaining a Palace player? Are you captaining a United player? Or are you doing someone else? If you're doing someone else, just whack it in the chat. Mateta captain, don't mind it. Oh, good call. Mateta captain versus Thiago captain. I like it. Mateta versus Thiago. Mateta captain. Which option is better? Doku plus Mbeumo in for Xavi and Reinders, or Mateta and Thiago in for Voltemata and Krupi Jr.? This week, wow, that's a really tough one. I don't even know. I feel like the best solution is actually Mateta for Voltemata and Mbeumo for Xavi, but I'm guessing you probably don't have the money for that. If you've got the money for that, that's what I would do. That's what I would do this week. I'm guessing you might, because if you're doing Mateta and Thiago for Voltemata and Krupi Jr., I think you do have the money for that. So I'd go Mateta and Mbeumo this week. That's what I would do. Should I start Eze or Voltemata? I think I just did that one, but I could be wrong. I think I'd start Eze. Funny enough, even though I'm scared of going against Haaland for captaincy, I've never used my triple captain on him. Wow, quite tempted to captain Mbeumo. FPL Z to enjoy. Exactly. Have fun. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Unless you finish first, who really cares? Unless you're obviously losing your mini league to your best mate, then that might care as well. But otherwise, have fun. It's meant to be a game at the end of the day. It's 85% before cash fines. It's 115% before you get points fines. So basically, it's 115%. Mad. Long question, D unit. Sorry, that's fine. Bring in the long questions. I don't mind them. If Semenyo don't play, my bench cover is Krupi, Van der Ven, and Gudmundsson. Do I stick with that or take a hit on Van der Ven to bring in Senesi with my 0.5 in the bank and keep him first bench, or start him and putting Dye first bench. I think Van de Ven long term is no good. Like the fixture's coming up. If it wasn't for that 20-odd pointer, people would have sold him a long time ago. I think I'd be inclined to take a hit and bench and Die in place in Essie and just have better bench coverage. I think that's what I would do. But I actually think that if Semenyo doesn't play, Creepy Jr. is probably really good for 90 minutes. So you can probably get away with it either way. It's really just going to be what you think. Let's ask the card. Should you take a hit or not? Apparently, the card reckons you shouldn't take a hit. Salah. Yep. If you've got Salah, I think he's a perfectly good captaincy shout this week, 100%. Looks like a Palace player is winning that vote early doors, which is interesting. 31% picking a Palace player. Mad. Play Timber versus Spurs as part of a double with Raya or Thiago versus Brighton. I would play Thiago over against Brighton, I think, if that was me and it was my team. Hi, Semenyo or sell? I would hold Semenyo. I'd hold Semenyo post the deadline. Unless you've got a really horrible bench, I'd hold Semenyo. For anyone that's going to ask that question, I would definitely hold Semenyo post the deadline and hope that he starts. If you've got a decent bench. You've got Alderete, Stack, Burn on the bench. If Semenyo doesn't... I think that your bench is fine. Alderete is fine. He's back from concussion. I'd imagine he probably comes straight back into the lineup for Sunderland. So you should be fine to just play Semenyo and hope for the best. I still think you'll have a decent Alderete against Anderson. I'd have no problem. I'd like that. Part of me wishes I had bench boost this week because Mukiele against Fulham away is a really nice fixture. In fact, I wouldn't play bench boost this week. But Mukiele is really stiff to be on the bench this week because I think he does really well against Fulham. But, yeah. So, Alderete, I'd have no concerns about playing him. Go early on City defence. Yes, you could definitely do that. Gabriel to O'Reilly or Mateus Nunes. I just told Gabriel I'm worried about Virgil van Dijk. So I would not be worried about Virgil's ownership at all. I've got no interest in owning that man. And I'm just hoping that I've read Liverpool's form correct. And I don't think they're going to do that well defensively. So I think that Mateus Nunes is the one I like, and that's who I'm going to be bringing in Game Week 13 in my own team. So if you ask me, I'd go Mateus Nunes over O'Reilly if you've got the extra money. And you will, because you're dropping Gabriel. I'm torn between captaining Mateta or Mbeumo. Let's ask the card. Mateta versus Mbeumo. Mbeumo. The card really loves Mbeumo. Just like everyone else is buying him this week. This game week has given me a headache. It's given me a headache as well, buddy. 100%. Was on Mateta captain this whole last 10 days, but the card's got me on the Mbeumo trade now. Let's get it. Was on Mateta captain this... Oh, yeah. Mateta versus Mbeumo. We've just done it. We've just done it. Mateta versus Mbeumo. I've even thought... yeah. Mbeumo captain, boys. That's what the card reckons. And that's what the card's captaining Mbeumo in its own team. I'm backing against the card that Bruno's also going to have a really good week. I tell you what, if Bruno gets 4 points and Mbeumo gets 15, I'm going to be so pissed that I didn't follow the card's advice again. But I feel like Bruno gets a goal in this game. I feel like Everton will give away a penalty and Bruno will put it away, and I'll be happy regardless. And I think they're both going to get really good scores on Monday night. So I'm hoping that is the case. Let's go. The card always makes the decisions on here, doesn't it? And ironically, quite often it makes decisions for other people's teams a lot better than it makes them for mine. So there you go. Anyone in this midfield you would drop so Timber gets in? No. I'd leave that midfield as is. Timber can stay on the bench. Why not Mbeumo? It is then. Yeah, just have fun. I mean, I'd be quite happy captaining either both Bruno or Mbeumo, but I've got them both. And they've both been returning. I mean, Mbeumo's obviously been getting the higher returns. Like, what's he got the last 6 weeks? 7, 2, 15, 9, 6. Bruno's got, obviously, he's been just ticking along. 5, 5, 4, 8, 3, the -1 and 10. So, I think it's a pretty close thing. I think they're both going to bang. So I'm pretty confident and they're both going to be pretty good. So, touch wood, they both are really good. And we're both happy regardless. Bench Zaka or Thiago? That's a tough one. Let's ask the card. Zaka, Thiago. Well, who are you benching? You're benching Zucker. Also, I randomly am starting Ballard over Kukurea. Wish me luck. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. There is a world where Kukurea gets benched in Maresca Roulette. Would you bench boost Dubravka, Voltemata, Rodon, King if you had Semenyo also in the 11? No. I don't think I would, James. Haaland, Saka, or Bruno captain. All three have three. Yeah, exactly. They do. They're all on penalties, even though Haaland and Bruno have been pretty woeful at penalties. Ironically, there's a world where Saka joins the queue and actually misses a penalty to Vicario. I could actually see that happening, to be honest. Vicario is actually pretty good on penalties, I think. Because I've seen him save one already, I think, this season in the Champions League. I could be wrong. I'm sure I saw him save a penalty. Someone saved a penalty. I'm sure it was Vicario. Any Spurs fans in the chat that can back that up? Or am I just making that up? Any news on Chelsea lineups? At the moment, no, but I'm going to quickly have a look. This Everton fixture screams at Casemiro. It does. That's why I quite like, if Casemiro is getting a header, it's going to be a Bruno Fernandes delivery. So, that's exciting. Mateta captain or Bruno captain? I don't think I've actually asked the card that one. Bruno versus Mateta, and it's gone with Bruno. It doesn't like Mateta captain, so the card is pretty hot on Bruno when it's not against Mbeumo. So maybe that is a sign that both of them, hopefully, are going to go nuts. All right, let's have a quick look here. See if there is any Chelsea news. I don't think I've seen anything, but we will check. For you, that's what I need. Oh my God. My timeline is so stuffed. I can't see anything here. Wow. So Alex Volo is captaining Bowen. Okay. That's interesting. That's really interesting. All right. So I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything anywhere about Chelsea lineups or Chelsea leaks. And Chelsea historically don't really leak stuff. The only thing that they had was that Cole Palmer was going to be starting at right, ironically, before he went and got himself injured in that warm-up. That's the only leak that's come out of Chelsea, I believe, this season, was when Cole Palmer was rumoured to be playing on the, like in the, not in the 10, but on the right. And that was the day he got himself injured, which was hilarious. This, Dubravka, Enzo, Canade, and Dean. Quality bench boost, right? I mean, yeah. That is actually a quality bench boost. Like, if you've got that, who's on your starting 11, though? Who's your 11 starters? Are they all 100% going to show up? That's the only question I've got for you. If you're confident they all show up, I think that is an unbelievably good bench boost. Right, Haaland is gaining votes quickly here in the captaincy poll. He's now taken the lead of 43%. So a lot of people are defaulting back to the big cyborg. Well, it's actually quite interesting, though. So someone else, 20%. A United player, 15%. A Palace player, 22%. Okay. That's interesting. Wow. Card flip to start Mukiele or Semenyo. All right, I'll do it. I'm not changing mine, but I'll do it for the chat. Mukiele, Semenyo. You're starting Semenyo. I was like, I hope it lands on Semenyo, or else I'll start thinking that maybe I've got it wrong. All right, is Thiago actually going to beat Haaland? I want to know if it's going to double down on its prediction yesterday. Thiago versus the Haaland. Now it's going with Haaland. It's changed its mind. Yesterday it said Thiago over Haaland. Today it's changed its mind and saying Haaland over Thiago. Other players probably Saka captain is. Yes, it could be. Yeah. A lot of people probably. It's either Saka or Salah, probably, I would suggest. Saka versus Bruno captain for me. Maybe Mateta, yeah. A lot of people are tempted by that. Card flip, Munoz or Mateta captain. All right. Munoz, Mateta. Munoz captain. It was funny. When we were doing the live Footium watch along before, at the start of the stream, and David West, who was my right wing back, got 2 assists. I said, that's what Munoz needs to do tonight for Crystal Palace. Get 2 assists. He could get, imagine if he got 2 assists from right wing back, or even scored, and got like 2 attacking returns, a clean sheet. He'd be getting the 3 bonus. He'd be on track for like an almost 20-pointer, which for Mateta to beat, he'd have to score a hat-trick. 4 goals, and I don't think he's capable of doing that. Whereas Munoz is definitely capable of doing that from right wing back against that Wolves team, I think. Lemens, Munoz, Timber, Senesi, Semenyo, and Mbeumo captain, Sarr, Rice, Mateta. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd play it. I'd play your bench boost, baby. I'd play your bench boost. That looks like a really good week to play it. What a squad. How'd you get such a good, evenly rounded squad? That's what I want to know. Ask the card on who to start between Rice or Thiago. Rice, Thiago. It's gone with Rice. Well, maybe I've got it right after all. The card reckons I've got my team exactly how it should be. From the card flips. That's very good news. Let's ask the card whether Semenyo starts. We can put the cards myth busting to the test here. Is Semenyo going to start? Yes, no. Yes, the card reckons Semenyo's going to start like I do. You heard it here first. The card knows all. Except that I lost to Tom and it didn't call that one right, did it? That was probably my own fault a little bit, because I should have just captained a United player, and if I captained a United player, I would have beaten him, because he only beat me by 4 points, and that was the difference, is that I picked Gabriel captain, and that was really the reason why I lost. Frustrating, but it happens. Oh, Haaland down to 39% now. The vote is consistently changing. Keep getting your votes in. I'm intrigued to know. We've got 16 minutes now. Well, 18 minutes to the deadline. 16 minutes till the timer runs out, to give you a couple of minutes to finalise those teams. Would you bench boost Dubravka, Dorgu, Bradley, Gui? No. Luke, come on, mate. Bradley's injured. You know this, you wally. That's the kind of thing. Hold on, where is it? Where is my... No, get rid of that. Close that. Where is my... That's the kind of thing that... That's the kind of thing that Duderaya would do, mate. Ask the card who will get more points, you or Timu Jesus this week. Will I get revenge and beat the Timu Jesus this week? Yes? No. That's disappointing. I hope the card's got that wrong. If Timu Jesus beats me again, he can nick off. And we'll never hear the end of it. He'll be banging on about it all next weekend on the live watch-along. I'm not here for it. He can run the channel himself. I'll just sit here in the background watching. See if he can hold it together by himself. He wouldn't be able to. He'd have too many beers and he'd be passing out in the chair. Triple captaining Munoz. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. It's a risky play, but that's what the triple captaincy first half of the season is all about. Like, play with a little bit of risk. I mean, my bench boost sucked, so I shouldn't really be talking too massively. 4 points was a biblical score with a chip. But hopefully, the triple captain, when I do play it, comes in and goes absolutely bang with a little bit of luck. Also, during Christmas and New Year, we'll be covering all the football. There'll be live watch-alongs for every single Premier League game that is on from pretty much from the 20th of December through to the end of January. I'm on school holidays and I have to be at home for, because I'm having something done for a couple of weeks. I've got to take it easy for a couple of weeks. I can't even go to the gym for 2 weeks, which is mad. But I'll be covering every single game of football live on the channel over the Christmas and New Year period. So while all the other content creators are going to sleep and enjoying family puddings and stuffed turkeys, the D unit will be working around the clock on my holidays, watching all the football and bringing it all to you guys live on the channel as well. Captain Cunha, you could. That's a risky move. I don't mind it. He could bang. I mean, I expect Cunha to be playing in the number 9 position. I think he can score. I feel like I can see goals for Cunha and Mbeumo, Bruno, Even Ahmad and Casemiro. I can see goals for all 5 of those players this week against Everton. Like, Everton have not been overly good away from home. They've only got the 1 win, which was against Wolves. I don't think they've actually kept a clean sheet away from home either. So, all points or all signs lead to Man United getting a big score on Monday Night Football. And Old Trafford under the lights with an extra couple of days to prepare. I don't know. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Everton are going to cop the wrath of a Man United attack that, let's be honest, they are pretty free-flowing in terms of scoring goals at the moment. They're still a bit sloppy at conceding goals, which needs to be addressed pretty quickly. But again, that comes down to the fact that when Casemiro is on the field, Man United have conceded 5 goals this season in 11 games. With Casemiro off the field, Man United have conceded 15 goals. Like, I can't believe one player can make that much difference. But when Casemiro goes off, that's when almost the United clean sheet disappears. It's like Ugarte runs around like a headless chook, and Casemiro probably makes up for the fact that Bruno's not a midfielder because of his positional awareness and his experience. As soon as he goes off, the whole system just gets completely ran apart in midfield. So hopefully Casemiro's got 90 minutes in him, because then we're for a real good win, hopefully. Bowen, Thiago, Szoboszlai, what 2 would you start? I'd start Thiago and Bowen. Szoboszlai's got a ceiling of 5 points from now on. And I don't think he gets 5 points this week. He probably gets 4, because I reckon they concede. Any Chelsea news? No, I've not seen anything yet, and I know we're pretty close. It's 13 minutes to the deadline now, but there's still nothing that I can see on X. Nothing being shared. Yeah, I can't see anything else. Yeah, I'm just quickly checking now, but I cannot see anything on here about Chelsea leaks. Anything at all. And that's where I would see it. So I can't see it. So I think you're just going to have to go in blind and hope for the best. I think if you've got Chalobah, you've got Enzo, you've got any of those players, just start them and hope they play. Because if they start, they're probably going well. The only one I'd be tempted to not start if I owned them would be Estevao and Caicedo. Because I don't think Caicedo gets an attacking return this week, so his ceiling's really 5 points. And I don't think Estevao starts on the field. I think he starts on the bench. Speaking of Casemiro, am I mad to want to bring in Casemiro? No. I think it's actually a really good play. He's 5.5 mil. He's owned by less than 1%. And his stats, he actually has one of the best underlying defensive contributions per 90 in the entire game. Like, the dude racks it up religiously, and he's not even on the field for 90 minutes. And he's really good at getting his head on the bottom of the... I just seen a comment and it made me laugh. Palmer benched. Yeah, Palmer benched with his door, I believe. He'll be benched. I can't believe Cole Palmer's been out this long, and then he goes and stubs his toe. What an absolute goose. Bruno and Casemiro is the best midfield combo we have. Yeah, I know. I actually think, if I'm being honest though, I would like to see Bruno push back into the 10 position. Now that Shesh goes out injured, this is the time to play Cunha and Mbeumo and Bruno together. Bring Mainu back into the team so he can actually learn how to play in the midfield with Casemiro, who's arguably our best midfielder. That's what I would like to see happen. But I'm not convinced that Amram will do it. But that's what I would do. If I was the manager of Man United, look, I'm not, which is why I don't get paid the big bucks. But I think that's what I would do. Start Senesi or Calafiori. PS, I have Timber and Petrovic starting already. I'd start Senesi because Calafiori needs an attacking return. I think they both concede. But Senesi's going to get defensive contributions. Calafiori's got absolutely no hope of getting them. So for that reason, Senesi should have the higher ceiling. Plus, he's playing against West Ham, and West Ham aren't very good at defending crosses into their box. Every chance Senesi gets an attacking return against West Ham. 10 minutes to the deadline, yes. We're exactly 10 minutes to go now. So the timer deliberately runs out a little bit early, so you've got time to check and double check you've actually got your teams locked in. Krupi or Evan Nilsson start for Bournemouth. Even Ilson starts 100%. Old mate loves him. Iriola loves even Ilson. And if Semenyo's playing, I can't see a world where Creepy Jr. starts, because Creepy Jr. and Semenyo don't work anywhere near as well together in terms of Semenyo's output, whereas even Ilson with Semenyo, the output works so much better for him. So I reckon that's probably where we're going to go there. I can't believe how good the team looks. I'm actually really happy with the way the team looks. If I had to sit there, let's ask the card. Will the D unit finally get an 80-plus point week this week? Yes? No? Yes! All right, the card's confident I'm getting a big score this week. I'm confident I'm getting a big score. I'm confident we can cover the -4 and still get 80-plus points this week. I'm very confident in the team. Very confident. Yeah, make sure you join the chat. If you haven't already joined the free chat, it's free community WhatsApp chat. You get all your questions answered. It's a great bunch of blokes. There's 259 people in there, which is mad. It plays it never sleeps. It never sleeps, but it's good fun. When am I losing Saar? Potentially, I might sell Saar in game week 15 for Minte, because I'm free hitting in 16. Unless there's news comes through that Saar's going to be with Palace until the end of game week 17. If that's the case, I won't sell Saar in 15. But if he leaves, or we expect him to leave, and we get news that he's going to leave in 16, I'll sell Saar in 15, because otherwise his price is going to drop while I'm on free hit, and I don't want to do that. So I'll sell him a week early and hope that he doesn't absolutely destroy me for doing it. Which is better, Captain Saka or Mbeumo? I'd go Mbeumo, that's just me. Are you watching partying Chelsea game and City game? Yes, I'm doing all the games tonight. If you're after the football, we'll be covering them all. I've already scheduled the Burnley versus Chelsea game. That's a separate watch-along, and then that will go into the 3 p.m. watch-alongs, and the 3 p.m. one will just extend on to do the Newcastle versus Man City game. So I'm doing every single game today live on the channel. So make sure you join along for that at the end. I'll be back on. I think we're going to start at, I think I've scheduled it to start at 5 minutes, 12:25. We're going to start at 12:25. Agreed, and free hit 16 is me too. Nice. Any leaks? Is Reece James starting? I don't know. I don't think D-Unit. For real, Captain Bruno or Haaland? I'm going Bruno, mate. Today is going to be lit 100%. There's going to be goals galore. I'm here for it. I'm very excited for it. I need to make sure I put some bets on in this first game once we get the lines. I'm double checking now to see if there's any leaks. And I still can't see anything. But that's probably why everyone's left to go and check the cartel to see how much money they've paid to see if they've got a lineup in their streams. I'm not paying anyone for a bunch of team leaks, stuff that. Please don't bias in Haaland or Bruno. Bruno. I'm very confident in Bruno Fernandes beating Haaland this week. I'm very confident. I think Haaland might score, but I think Bruno Fernandes gets double digits this week. I'm pretty confident. He's got a really good record against Everton. Haaland's record against Newcastle is not as good as Bruno's record is against Everton. And Bruno's at home and Haaland's away. And Haaland away is a different beast to Haaland at home. Much easier to take him on away from home than it is at home. And Bruno's at home. I just think that combination of factors means that Bruno's a smarter pick for me. I just feel Chelsea will rest players due to... Yeah, exactly. I would agree. I mean, they've got Barcelona on Tuesday night. It would make sense for them to bench a few people. Shall we bet when will your first drink be? I reckon... I predicted Chelsea to beat Burnley 2-0. So I don't reckon the first shot will be till the live watch-along. Which is disappointing, but I just think realistically, if I had to pick, I'd say that's probably the most realistic possibility. Yeah. 6 minutes till the deadline now, folks. Make sure you do have your team sorted. Any last minute questions or queries, please get them in. I'm just going to double check I've actually saved my team. Yes, I have. That's good news. We've saved the team. We are ready to rock and roll. Bring on the game week. I'm excited for the points, baby. I'm due a big week. The card reckons I'm on for 80 plus. I reckon I'm on for 100 plus. I mean, if I get 100 plus, I'm back, baby. I'm back. Haaland blank, and as I said, I don't know why, I've just got a feeling that Bruno and Mbeumo are going to combine for like 40 plus points on Monday Night Football for me. And I'm just going to storm my way up the rankings in one game of football. It's going to be biblical, and I'll be here for it. Also, we're doing the Monday night game because I'll be watching it because it's Man United. Normally, I would not do a Monday night watch along because I'd be sleeping or I'd be at the gym. But because it's Man United, we will be doing it on Monday night. So an extra 2-hour stream in there for the watch along. Benching Enzo for Munoz, pushed back positionally with the lap back. Yep. I would have played Munoz over Enzo anyway. So that's a pretty sensible decision, I think. I just feel, with Saka's minutes with Champions League and stuff like that, like if they get a front against Spurs, I could see him coming off before 90 minutes. Brian Mbeumo, I don't see coming off before 90 minutes for Man United. And I think Spurs defence, I can't believe I'm saying this, I think Spurs defence is slightly better than Everton's defence. So for those reasons, I reckon Mbeumo is a better shout as captain than Saka. But that's just my opinion. The card also agrees. The cards team, if you've seen it on the slideshow above me, the cards team has picked Mbeumo captain and Saka vice captain. So I flipped a bunch of cards for that, and the card also settled on Mbeumo captain over Saka. I think Munoz could be in for a huge haul tonight. I don't know why. I don't think it matters if Wolves score. I think Munoz is going to absolutely bang tonight. I think he's going to be biblical. I think he's going to get 2 attacking returns tonight. I don't know why. I think Palace win massively, and I think that I'm hoping all 3 players bang. I mean, that'd be the perfect start to me. And then knowing that I've got my captain and double United on the last game of the game week, that also feels like a really nice position to be in come Monday night. So when to not captain the robot, but yeah, well, 41% of the votes are still captaining Haaland. So that just basically tells you all you need to know. So a Palace player, 19%. A United player has now overtaken a Palace player. They're in 24%. Someone else, 16%. So United player is now the most popular outside of Haaland. Interesting. 20-pointer from Munoz would be, that'd be so good. So good. Great Bongo, hello. Would you captain Salah with a Haaland? Salah? Yes. If you've got Salah, you're definitely captaining him every week except next week. Next week, you captain Haaland against Leeds, and every other week until he goes away to AFCON, you are captaining Mo Salah. Otherwise, there's no reason to have Salah. If you're not going to captain him, you shouldn't have bought him because I don't know why you'd buy him or have him if you weren't going to captain him for this run of fixtures. Sarah Munoz, please haul over Mateta. I mean, I just want all 3. Ideally, Munoz will get the most because Munoz and Sarah will get the most because they're the lower owned. Mateta's obviously much higher owned. Mateta's on 30% ownership. Sarah's only on 13.8 and Munoz is on 18.4. So ideally, those 2 bang more than Mateta does. I have Haaland Salah draft and doing awful. Yeah, I mean, it's because Salah's just been stinking up the gaff. That's been half the issue. But I think you've just got to take a risk. Like, if you've got him this long, you've just got to pray that it comes in over these fixtures or these what appear to be easier fixtures for Liverpool. Shall I go Mateta? Card decides. All right. Shall you go Mateta? Yes? No? No. It's not been hot on Mateta tonight, the card. It's not like Mateta 1 iota, which is very interesting. All right, we're going to end that poll there. We've had 81 people voting it, so 41% are still going with the Cyborg, who, let's be honest, he's in unbelievably good form. A United player, 23%. You've got 1 minute till the deadline, folks. The timer has run out. You've got 1 minute to make sure you finalise your teams. A Palace player, 19%. Someone else, 17%. And that's from 81 votes. So there we go. And I just saw lightning outside, so I do not know what's going on out there, but there's some weird weather's going on here in Australia, in Kalgoorlie anyway. But we like a thunderstorm and a lightning storm out here. It's quite common in the region. But yeah, we're about to lock in for Game Week 12, and that is the team. Petrovic and Senesi, probably the last time I'll ever double up on the defence this season. They are both in there because of the West Ham fixture. Chalobah against Burnley, Munoz against Wolves. Then it's Sarr, Rice, Bruno, Mbeumo and Semenyo in the midfield. Haaland and Mateta up front. We've taken a -4. We've got Pope on the bench. Thiago first sub. Mukiele second sub. Van den Berg third sub. The transfers in this week were Thiago, Van den Berg and Munoz. The players out were Mark Gui, Gabriel and Dan Burn. And we're going with Bruno Fernandes captain and Brian Mbeumo as the vice captain. Hopefully, folks, we all get green arrows. I'd be playing Pope. If you haven't already locked that in, try and lock Pope in before it shuts. But I think potentially the deadline has officially passed. It should have, because it's now 7 o'clock on my computer, which means that it should have ticked over. It's been an epic stream. We've seen Travis Head score a century. And we've seen my Footium team wrap up third spot in Division 8 with a massive 7-3 win live on the stream as well. So that was pretty epic. If you have played Footium or you are playing, make sure you join my Friends League. I left the link in the video and the stream description as well. Do you believe in Bigfoot or the Yow here in Australia? No, we don't believe in either. Good luck screaming for vengeance. Folks, we will be back in exactly 1 hour and 20 odd minutes for the Burnley versus Chelsea game. Make sure you join us for the live watch along there. We'll be going from that game into the 3 p.m. watch along where we've got 5 games, which is going to be biblical. 5 games of football at 3 p.m. And then we'll finish off with the Newcastle versus Man City game, provided Elon Musk doesn't shut down the stream like he always does at 3 a.m. in the morning. So touch wood, we'll get the first half in at least. And hopefully Elon Musk is feeling generous and lets Starlink work all night tonight. So Elon Musk, get on the phone, get on the buzzer to him, make sure he doesn't shut us down. And I'll see you guys in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let the green arrows commence, boys and girls. We'll see you very shortly. I've been the D.